All right, I've got 4 o'clock. Welcome, everybody. This is the February 11th meeting of the City of High Point's Finance Committee. I'm Councilman Victor Jones, serving to chair for the day as Britt Moore is remote. If I would, I'll call the roll. Britt, are you there?
I'm here.
And Monica, are you there?
Yes.
Michael, you there?
I'm here.
All right. Good to hear your voices. Hope to see you soon. All right. First item on the agenda is item 2021-56 for the resolution sale of city-owned property at 229 near Fisher Avenue. And Kim Thor is going to be presenting.
Hello, good evening. We have at 229 near Fisher Avenue that the property owner at 229 Fisher Avenue has made a bid for $1,500, which is equal to the tax value. We would like to get permission to sell that upset bid. We have had the property since 1968 and we've not had any use for that. They want to use it as a supplemental property.
All right, any questions from the committee? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
So
Second.
moved.
So moved by Councilman Holmes, I believe. Is that correct?
That's correct.
The second by Councilwoman Peters.
Yes.
All right. Councilman Holmes, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilwoman Peters, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Moore, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilman Jones is an aye. Motion passes. Our next item is item 2021-57, a contract for Designa Southern Time Parking Access and Revenue Control Systems, the South Main Parking Facility. Mark McDonald is here present in the council chambers, will present.
Yes, thank you very much. This is a sole source contract for the purchase and installation of new parking equipment over at the hotel or Main Street parking deck. You may recall back in 2018, we did upgrades to the gating and ticketing equipment, revenue control equipment at the Plaza deck and the Broad Street deck. And we now have the funding available to complete the Main Street facility as well. Designa Southern Time did the work in the past for us. We worked with Southern Time for many, many years, in fact. They were the initial low bidder on the project, and they have updated their proposal since 2018 to provide compatible equipment at the Broad Main Street deck, and we would like to proceed with that as soon as possible. Try to have it all ready before the June market.
At one point in time, the cost for all that was supposed to be covered by the agreement with the hotel. Is that correct? Since we severed that relationship. Correct. So now we're having to, now will revenues from that go back to the city,
Yes,
not to the hotel?
not to the hotel, no.
Now they're planning to be again, correct? Last I talked to the GM. Okay, all right.
If and when they do, we would develop an agreement with them like we had in prior years before they actually operated the deck for, an arrangement for that revenue.
Will we would be able to possibly recoup this investment through that arrangement?
We would certainly hope to over time, yes.
Okay. Any questions from the committee? And I'll make a motion that we approve item 2021-57.
Councilman Moore, second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Councilman Holmes, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilwoman Peters, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilman Moore, how do you vote?
Aye.
All right, Councilman Jones is an aye. Motion passes. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
2021-58. Oh, yeah, -58. Contract amendment, Wooten Company, Riverdale Sewer Lift Station, West Force, Maine. Terry Hope, I believe, is going to present.
Yes. Good afternoon. This is the Riverdale sewer lift lift station West Force Main. It's an amendment one to the current contract with Wooten Company. We're requesting that council approve the contract amendment to Wooten Company, the current purchase order of 100877, for providing additional contract administration and construction services for the new West Force Main. The proposed 36-inch force main will discharge wastewater from Riverdale Pump Station into the new Riverdale gravity sewer line that's under construction, and will ultimately discharge wastewater to the East Side treatment plant. The West Force Main is complete and is currently out for bid and scheduled for a bid opening in February 18th of 2021. The original contract with Wooten was for providing bidding and construction services for a 150-day construction schedule. The requested increase is needed to support a 300-day construction schedule and includes additional contract administration and part-time construction observation for the full 10 months. Public Service recommends that council approve Amendment 1 to Wooten Company in the amount of $120,000, increasing the amount of the contract to $167,500.
Terry, this is Councilman Moore. Can I ask a question, Victor? Councilman Jones?
Sure.
Terry, and in the second paragraph, we had an original contract for 150 days at a price, and now we're basically putting an extension to extend the main force out in this next 300-day contract. Is that correct?
You are correct, sir. Yes. We're probably going to have to do a lot of dynamite in this area because, for lack of a better term, we're in a rock quarry. So that's extended it. And then remember, Public Services now has constructed a redundant bypass force main. So we now have two force mains coming out of Riverdale Pump Station, the old force main and this new force main. And the primary concern of doing it this way is if the one force main fails or the other, we still have a force main to keep the Riverdale Pump Station online. And ultimately, when we increase the capacity of the station, you'll have flow going out of two force mains and you need this because of the velocity coming out of the new pumps.
Okay, so that was going to be another question. So the existing main will still be operable at the completion of the anticipated new construction?
Yes, sir. Currently, our plan is to send the three pumps down the old force main and the new additional pump that we added in the wet well down the new force main. And then as we expand the pump station, then we'll add additional flow down the new force main.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Are there any other questions from the committee? Here none, I'll make a motion. We approve item 2021-58.
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Peters. Councilman Holmes, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilwoman Peters, how do you vote?
Aye.
Representative Tim Moore, how do you vote?
I'm an aye. Sorry. I was looking at some notes. Aye.
Passes. Our next item, 2021-59, change order number 4, Breeze Enterprises Incorporated, water and sewer emergency repairs, and I believe Trevor Spencer is going to speak to us.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Trevor Spencer with Engineering Services Department. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. This is a recommendation for a change order in the amount of $500,000 to be added to the emergency water and sewer repairs contract. Public Services puts out an emergency water sewer repair contract on an annual basis, and that contract is inspected, and administration is provided by the Engineering Services Department. The original contract was awarded to Breeze Enterprises in June of 2020 in the amount of $650,725. Due to COVID impacts, on water sewer maintenance division staff, and also a very high number of emergency repairs over the last several months. The additional funds are needed to extend through the rest of the fiscal year. So on behalf of Public Services, the Engineering Services Department is recommending award or approval of $500,000 change order to be added to that contract.
Any questions from the committee for Trevor?
I have one, Councilman Moore. Trevor, you just stated that the last few months had seen an increase. Is that all part of this new living that we're under through the change of life with COVID, or is it just a streak of bad luck, or what?
I would say it's twofold. This time of year, you can expect a lot of main breaks just due to weather impacts, temperatures. Low temperatures at night obviously bring a higher potential for water and sewer main breaks. And then with, I think, staff having to quarantine at different levels over the last several months, there's been an additional need for the contractor to come in and help with repairs during a normally scheduled business day. So that's also been one of the needs for the increased funds.
And how often do we look at this emergency fare and possibly make adjustments to it?
Well, as needed, I would say that typically the intent is for the original bid amount to carry you through the full fiscal year. There have been years past where some money has needed to be added to it to help bridge that gap to get to the end of the fiscal year. This year is just an added level with the COVID impacts.
Okay, thank you.
May I please ask a question, Chairman Jones? So is there any way to figure out exactly how much is COVID related so that maybe we could use some funds from COVID relief package to help us with that?
Yes, we could look into what days during normal business hours we might have had to use contractor forces more than normal and try to help separate those funds.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions from the committee for Trevor? Hearing none, I'll make a motion to approve item 2021-59.
Second, Holmes.
Second.
By Councilman Holmes. All right, Councilman Holmes, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilwoman Peters, how do you vote?
Aye.
Tim Moore, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilman Jones is aye. That passes. We have, well, the other item we had was pending regarding this.
Chairman Jones, if I may, this is Mayor Pro Tem Moore. I would like to make a motion to move item out of pending and place upon the table for consideration. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay.
All right, we have
Then
and a second to bring the system development fees on the table. Councilman Holmes, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilwoman Peters, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Moore, how do you vote?
aye.
I'm an aye. Motion passes. You want to go ahead with that, Britt?
Yes, I would like to make a motion to forward item number 2020-528 and the adoption for resolution for system development fees to the full city council with a favorable recommendation based on the following amendments to the resolution as presented. Number one, the numbers set forth and recommended by the Stanek study would be reduced by 50%. And number two, the standard development fees would become effective January 3rd of 2022. And number three, another study would be performed by June 30th of 2023, and the results of that study be presented to City Council for consideration and possible action on or before October 1st of 2023, and I make that as a motion.
Okay, and all that is what you emailed earlier, correct?
Yes. Well, I added the effective date change of January 3rd, 2022.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, Councilman Holmes, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilwoman Peters, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Moore, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilman Jones, and aye. Motion passes. The item will go before council. Are there any other?
Chairman Jones, I have a couple of things. In addition, but as a separate motion, I would request that the city council direct the manager and staff to work with the cities of Winston-Salem and Greensboro regarding system development fees and attempt to coordinate the timing and application of fees for the purpose of assuring objectivity and efficiencies within local and geographic area. And that is a motion.
Second.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Moore and a second by Councilwoman Peters. Councilman Holmes, how do you vote on that motion?
Aye.
Councilwoman Peters, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Moore?
Aye.
And Councilman Jones is also an aye on that.
And one separate thing, if I may, on a separate yet item that's related to furthering our efforts of making the city of High Point a place of where businesses want to be, I would request that City Council direct the manager and staff to conduct a review of our development ordinances and recommend revisions that would result in an ordinance that is as business friendly as possible, and I state that as a motion.
That is to clarify, that is a motion that basically want to review our city ordinances,
Our development ordinance.
development ordinance.
I think that's a great idea, so I would like to second that motion.
I beat you to it, Monica.
Oh, sorry.
There you go. We got a motion second. Councilman Holmes, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilwoman Peters, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Moore?
Aye.
Councilman Jones is an aye. That passes as well.
I would just like to make one, and thank y'all. I'd like to make one comment on the motion of the efforts to reach out to Winston-Salem and Greensboro. You know, we used to have a High Point EDC and a Guilford County EDC. And several years back, there was a merger of the two to try to create a more synergy, cohesive message to the efforts of their committees. So my hope is that staff will take that attitude towards this recommendation, and hopefully we will be able to pattern that same type of framework for the SDFs and the future implementation of SDFs as our city and our region continues to grow. So, thank you.
Is there any other business that needs to come before this committee? Is there anyone opposed to adjourn?
No, I just want to say officially and on the record, happy birthday to Brett, and thank you for all your hard work. Go Triad.
Thank you, Monica.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.